be on this journey right now because it's just too much of effort. Now, I think that's a very relative term in terms of effort. And I'm not trying to give an example through myself because I think I did anything particularly commendable. No, it's not because of that. But I would like to share with you this little example here because it meant a lot to me, which is why I did that. So if you, in other words, if something really means a lot to you, I'm just trying to say you would do it. Because my master's program, which I had done after my children were born, was something which took a lot of time from the day. Because I would be up at 6 and I would be going to sleep many days around 2:33 in the morning. And there would be no rest in the afternoon either. But I was so keen, I was so passionate that I would just go ahead and do that. And ironically, after every exam, which happened, like it's a 2-year course. So after every exam, I would generally find myself having a flu because I would be so exhausted by then. But it was very, very rewarding for me because I believe that I was still moving towards what I wanted to do, what I eventually wanted to be. The next one, the next point I'd like to mention is, what is the creativity that you have? Look at creativity from an angle of enthusiasm. Bring in the creativity that you would like to also be a part of in this journey. I love painting. I don't profess to say I'm good at art. I love painting. So that is an activity which I used to be involved with sometimes because it gives me a lot of joy. So what is it that you would like to do when you are on the track of exploring the inspiration to achieve your excellence in your journey? What is it that drives you in terms of creativity? I would love to ask that question to one of you here. Would you like to share and let us all know what is it that motivates you in terms of your creativity? How do you imbibe it? Yes?
Well, if anyone doesn't want to say so, I'll say again, because they're saying that we're having like a nice chit chat.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah.
First of all, it's very interesting to hear what you're saying, and I have to admit that I started in medical school. I then finished the dance academy. I'm a dancer. Wow. I'm a ballet dancer, and only then I went into being an academic. And I still use creativity because I am a dancer. I use it in every class I teach, every time I see my students. I wake up in the morning and I say, okay, what am I going to do different that I didn't do yesterday? Because I think that if you don't use your creativity, you're going to lose your students. You know what? You're even going to lose your friends, and you're going to lose probably the connection with your children. You have small children. I have 10 grandchildren already. So, but using the creativity in everything you do, either it's in teaching, cooking, I don't know, arts, whatever, if you use it, but making you more interesting and making yourself more interesting for others as well, because otherwise they'll lose their interest in you. And then you become, dispensable.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Neil. Thank you very much. Because I think she has actually, I mean, it's so great that I've got someone here in the audience who is complimenting everything I'm telling. I think that's wonderful. Thank you so much. So I think that's very, very important. So each of us would have, just like Gail had regarding her dance and the passion to accompany what she wanted to do with her creativity, because she believes that without creativity, you may end up not being very, very innovative, let's put it, whether you are a teacher or whatever profession you're in. So infusing creativity is highly critical. So even if you may not have been taught as a child to consider creativity as a very important area of development, you can start on it now. It's never too late. So I'm sure that everyone has a certain talent which makes them creative, but finding that is the challenge for some. So please think about it. The next one would be about maintaining an upbeat attitude about yourself and about the goal you have in mind. Now, that is not very easy. So, if some of you are just thinking, oh, it's easy for her to say, I quite understand that some of you would be finding it very challenging. Because one of the lessons that I have learned in my journey has been that we should never expect appreciation to motivate ourselves to move forward. It has to be on self motivation. Dr. John, what do you have to say when I'm making a statement of that nature? When I say that you need to be self motivated, what do you have to say? Do you agree with me?
Thank you very much, sister. I do agree with you 100% that in whatever we do, when you are motivated, you do it better. And the more we interact with various environments, the more creative we become. In fact, as professional teachers, we get satisfied when you do that you have been desiring to do perfectly well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. John. Actually, Dr. John has raised a point here because from a teaching perspective, or let's say a teacher's perspective, definitely, I think the encouragement comes from the fact that your students love to listen to you and they are learning better from you. However, if you are not in, let's just say you're not in a teaching profession, you are in a profession where you may not directly receive the kind of encouragement or motivation you're looking forward or an appreciation. When that is a situation of that nature, I think it is up to us to keep self-motivating ourselves and move forward towards our goal. Because there was a point in my own life when I believed that, oh, I'm not getting any appreciation for this area. Should I move towards that area? And then I realized that I was making a mistake. It's not about people not appreciating me, or let's just say people around me not appreciating me. It's about the requirement to self-motivate myself to move towards the goal in front of me. So I think at every point in our life, we need to kind of look at not just the areas that we are making progress in, and also look at the areas where we need to work on, so that it's a very practical and rational way of looking at ourselves. So we're not going to condemn ourselves by saying, oh, you don't know this, so don't go that side. No, you're not saying that. You're telling yourself, I'm not sure about that area, I need to work on. At the same time, you're looking at the areas you have strength and you're telling yourself, okay, that area looks to be good. Let me just move forward, making more progress in that area. So your entire approach to development, to empowerment, to emancipation becomes a lot more realistic than unrealistic. So like I mentioned, it's about maintaining an upbeat attitude about ourselves and about the goal in mind. And I think I mentioned about expecting absolutely no appreciation. If appreciation comes our way, I think it's great to accept it with grace. And if it doesn't matter. So I think that's something we need to think about. And of course, staying focused. That's the next point. Staying focused also can be a challenge because each one of us, we have our own personal life and life activities, plus we have our professional activities, engagements, meetings. So in order to balance both these areas of life effectively is a challenge undoubtedly. Yet staying focused is one of the key strategies which will enable us to explore the inspiration that we are seeking to achieve the excellence we desire. The next one would be about sharing our learning with others. I think one of the lessons in my life which really opened my eyes to the extent that how importantly supporting others really creates such an immense satisfaction. And it's a very direct, you can actually sense it very directly, the kind of impact that we can make in others' lives. I think that is something which I noticed when I became a member of Toastmasters International. How many of you here is a member of Toastmasters? Do we have any members here? Okay, no issues. And how many of you are familiar with Toastmasters? Can I see a show of hands, please? Or at least a thumbs up? Okay.